Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. I want to let you know that this video is actually a second video in a three-part series. So I did the first video yesterday, and you can find it. I'm going to put it somewhere in a card up above so you can easily click on that and check out that first video. If you're not very familiar with Trello, in that video I go through basically the hierarchy of Trello, the boards, list, and cards. And then I also kind of dive into setting up your first board and how to create the list within your first board and how to create all of the cards and how to work within a Trello card as well. So if you're not very familiar with Trello, you might want to check out that video first and then come to this video, because this is kind of like step two. I go into a little bit more features on Trello and how to work within Trello as well. And I will include the link to that first video in the description section below too. And I just want to let you know as well, if you want to get notified about more videos that relate to Trello, and also hear about, when I release my third video in this three-part series, you might want to subscribe below so that you're able to be in the know, and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up too if you like Trello as much as I do. And then this video, I just wanted to just give you a little overview of what I'm going to talk about in this video, in case any of this details or features might be beneficial for you. You'll know ahead of time what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to actually go through the dashboard kind of setup within Trello, how to find out about notifications, where you can find notifications for your different tasks that are coming due, how you can set up checklists in a way that is most beneficial and easiest to view. And it's actually using a Chrome extension, which I will share about. And then I also will talk about the calendar option within Trello and how you can actually link a Trello board to your Google Calendar, which I find extremely helpful because I'm always in my Google Calendar, and that's where I do like my time blocking, and I plan out my day is in my Google Calendar. So when I can link my Trello to my Google Calendar, it just all comes together nicely. So I'm going to now dive in and actually give you another walkthrough of Trello. So just stay tuned, and I'm going to flip this around. Okay, so we are now within the Trello main area, I'll call this. And so how we got to this part, so let's say that we were in one of the boards. So I'm going to just click on the board that we have. I'm going to pretend that we were in that board. In order to get to where I was, you just go ahead and click on this Trello icon at the top, and you're back to where I was. Now, I just want to give you just a little bit of an overview on this main screen as well. So you'll have on the left-hand side your boards. The template section here is actually a section that Trello has set up where you can browse different templates that are public templates that people have offered as templates for you to use. If you want to get ideas on how to use different Trello templates, you can go ahead and browse through all the different templates that are available for you to utilize as well. And so if you wanted to, let's dive into, just click on one of these. So if you wanted to actually, you'll see a overview. So you'll see a little description section up here, and you'll see an actual overview of the board as well. And so if you like this board and you want to utilize this board, okay, so you would just come up here and hit use template. And if you did that, you would then have access to all of the lists, the cards, everything that was in that board that was originally set up by this person or by Trello. You will have access to all of those cards and list as well, and graphics too. So you would be able to see all these graphics as well. So that's just a nice added feature as well. Oops. And then if we go back to the boards, then we can go to this home section. So this home section is basically going to be like our dashboard. And because we did assign a due date to one of the tasks, you will see that it's listed as as a coming up task that's due tomorrow now. And so it's nice to be able to see all of your, all of your tasks that you have coming up. So this would be basically your dashboard of everything that you have coming up. You can also view all your starred boards from here as well. And you can also create a board from here as well. The other section where you can find notifications is up here at the top. There's like a little bell right next to your either your picture or your icon here. And if you click on the bell, you will see that we don't have any unread notifications right now. So typically what happens is within the bell section, it will turn red when you have a past due notification. So this is specifically related to past due notifications. So that's where you would find past due notifications, and they would appear in here, and you could just click on them and it will take you directly to that board with that card in it as well. So that is specific to past due. And then again, you can get notifications on your tablet, on your cell phone, as well. As long as you have the Trello app on any of those, you can get notifications through that as well. Okay, so that's the overview of the dashboard within Trello. And I also want to mention too, and I forgot to mention this in the initial video that I put together, if you have any questions or any comments, or more so just questions about Trello and like the different features that I'm talking about within this first video, the first video that I did in the second video, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can the best as I can. So then we're going to go into our board that we have originally set up. And I want to just quickly assign some due dates here. And I'm wondering if I can actually assign a past due one. Let's say this was due Wednesday. And you can see here that it's going to show up as red. And it looks like it didn't actually automate through to the bell. So typically this will probably be, if you're doing this, now, and let's say this becomes past due, then it will show up here. And then if you have something that's due, say tomorrow, let's put a due date of Friday on here. Now this one's due on Friday as well, but this one's due later in the day. And so that's why this one's not showing up as yellow yet. But because this one is showing up in the morning, that's why this one is yellow now. So it's within a day. So now it's showing up as yellow. So that's how you can kind of quickly look at your board and see, okay, which ones are past due and which ones are coming up to be due. And then let's just give this one a due date as well. Let's just put that one for that day. Okay, so now we have due dates assigned, and I just want to show you where you can actually work within a list and sort by due date as well. So if we come to these little dotted section here, we can go to sort by, and we can actually sort by date created, name of the card. So you could do an alphabetical sort, or you can sort by due date. And actually right now it's already sorted by due date. So actually let's rearrange this order first, and then we'll come in here and we'll go to sort by due date, and then it will reorder it in the way that it's due. And the same is true, let's say the same is true when it comes to reorganizing it when it comes to alphabetical order. So if we wanted to do alphabetical order, now it's in alphabetical order. So you can easily sort within an individual list, or when it comes to due dates, or you can come over to where it says show menu over here, and you can actually search cards. And remember, in the first one, we could search by, the labels. You can actually sort by members as well. So if I let's assign me as a member for some of these. So I'm going to assign myself as a member on some of these. So I'm going to go ahead and just show myself on these. So you can see my little icon is showing up here. And now let's go to sort by the ones that are specific and assigned to me. So I'm going to click on that, and you can see here the ones that are just assigned to me. And so you can do that, when you have like a bigger board and you have maybe a couple people within the board as well. It'll be easier for you to just come in, easily sort by which ones are assigned to you. And then you can also, if you look down here, you can see due within the next day, due within the next week, next month. So if we say due in the next day, we'll select that. And you can see this one pops up because that one's due. It's in the morning right now. And so this one's due tomorrow in the morning. The other one's due, later in the day. And that's why it's not showing up right now. But what if we say due within a week? Then we have all of these ones. We can also do overdue. So if we click on that, we'll see the one that has been labeled as overdue as well. So you can easily sort by your cards within the menu section as well. So we'll uncheck that so we have all the cards showing, and we'll get rid of that. Okay, so now we have all of the cards showing. And the other thing I wanted to point out as well that I forgot to mention in the first video is you can not only can you move cards throughout the board, but you can also move lists. So I'm just holding and dragging is what I'm doing, and that's what I did with the card as well. I just held and drug it to the next list. And then you can also move, you can add a card from this. If you click on these three little dots, you can add a card from here. You can copy a list and put it into another. Actually, so the copy list remains within the same board, but then you can move a list and change the board as well. And then you can move all of the cards from this list to another list, or you can archive all of the cards. So say you got through the day, everything was done, and you don't have a done list, and you just checked everything off and you're ready to just archive all of those cards, then you can go ahead and select this archive all cards. You can also archive the list as well. If you realize that you no longer need the list, you can just archive it as well. Okay, and then I just want to point out one thing as well that I forgot to mention in the first video too. When you're working within the description section, you can actually come over here for formatting help, and you can see how you can create headers, paragraphs, you can bold. So with a header, you want to write the name and then do the equal sign underneath it. So I'm going to show you just really quickly. Let's put header, and we're going to do some equal signs underneath it. For a subheader, I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to use the dash line. And then for bolding, I'm going to star in front of it twice. So you have to star in front twice and star at the end twice. Italics, you'll just do one in the front, one in the back, one star in the front and the back. And then if you want to do bullets, you want to make sure that you're leaving a space in between, and you want to hit the dash and then a space, and then let's say bullet 01. Again, make sure there's a space in between, dash, space, bullet 02, and just do that for all those. And then actually when I hit the save, you'll see there's the header, the subheader, this has been bolded, this has been italicized, and then we have the bullet points. So that's some formatting that you can do within Trello as well, and you can also see how to do it from here as well too. So that's just clicking on the formatting help. That's available when you click in the description section. So just something simple that you can use to kind of bold different things within your description section if needed, and to bullet anything as well. Okay, so I wanted just to go over that. And then I also wanted to mention, so in the first video, I did mention the idea of creating a card template. So if I go to here, let's say we want to do a grocery list template in here. And so I'm going to click on the card so that it opens up. And I'm going to then come in here, and you can actually create different checklists. So let's say we want produce checklists. We want, some produce items in here. We'll just add. And then again, you can actually add in all the things that you typically buy on a weekly basis so that this is, basically a template card for you. And so let's go through, let's, do a dairy section, milk, cheese, and then meat section. So you'll list out, all of the categories that you typically buy, on a weekly basis within the, grocery store that you typically go to. And so when you want to make this a template, so let's say we have everything that's added in here that we buy on a regular basis. Now we're going to make this a template. So you have the option right within the card to say, make this a template. So now when you come in, you can just create a card from the template. So we're going to call this grocery list and maybe like the month, May 2020 or something. And then we're going to add it to our to-do list. So you can change the list that's going to go into as well. So let's put it into our to-do list and create that card. Okay, so now it's opened up the new card that we created, and it still has the template. So let me show you from the main screen. So here's the template still, but now we have the new card that we can then go through and check off. Maybe we have bananas already. We don't need bananas this week. And we can check off anything that we don't need. And then while we're in the grocery store, again, you can access this from your phone. So you can have it as your grocery list while you're at the store and just check off those items as you get them as well. So that is how you can use a template or create a template card within your Trello board. So that is how you can create a template checklist within your Trello board. So it's just something easy that you can just do. If you have tasks that you do on a regular basis, you can just create a template and just keep, copying that template from there. Okay, and then I want to go through how to do, so you can see here that I have some checklist items that are actually showing up on here. Now, typically that doesn't happen. So let me uncheck these ones too, so you can see on here. Okay. So typically it would look just like this part right here, where you can say, where you see 0 of 3, and you actually have to click on the card in order to see your checklist. But you can see here that I have some of my checklists showing. That's because I have this Google Chrome extension that's called Next Steps. So I'm just going to take you I just typed in Google Chrome extensions. I'm just going to click on that first one, and you're going to type into the search. You're going to type into the search Next Steps for Trello. So that's what you're going to want to search. This is the one that you're going to want. And because I already have it, I don't have the option to add to Chrome, but you would have the option to add to Chrome. So what that does is that actually it will populate into your Trello board as well. So it's a little hard to see, but it says Next Steps. And you can actually come into here, you can hide it. So let's say I don't want to see the next step. So you can see those checklists did go away. And this is what you would typically see within your Trello board. But then you can come over here and say, okay, I want to see one checklist item per card. So now you can see I have one checklist item, and I can actually check it off from the board view of the card. So you can see here, I just went 1 out of 3 have been completed now. You can also do, if you have multiple checklists, you can have the first checklist showing. You have all these different options that you can do. You can have all the steps showing or all the checklists showing. I feel like that might be a little overwhelming. So I like to just keep it one per, one checklist item showing, but it's up to you. You have a good selection of how you can view that as well. So I just love being able to see the checklist and not actually having to click on the card and then seeing what the checklist is. I can just look at my board really quickly, see what the checklist items are that I need to do next. So love that option. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about the power-ups. So the free version, you get 1 power up per board. So I'm going to actually show you the calendar option. So if I'm going to go back to the menu, oops, that looks like I already selected it before. Let me disable it right now. Okay, so when you have power-ups available within your free one, you get 1 power-up for your free version. So what you would do is we're going to do the calendar power-up. So I'm going to click on this add power-up, and then I'm going to type into the search over here, calendar. And you're going to add in this first calendar here. And then I'm just going to exit out of this power-ups, and I'm going to exit out of the menu. And you can see very faintly up here that there is a calendar option up here. So I'm going to click on that calendar. Once you added due dates, it looks like the calendar power-up immediately gets added as a power-up. But if you don't want that as your power-up, you can easily disenable it like I did. So this shows, and it includes your little labels too. And again, you can actually click on the labels within your calendar option to see the different label names as well. So now we're seeing all of our tasks on the calendar view. However, if you would like to link this to your Google Calendar, I will show you how to go about doing that. So you want to make sure you have the calendar power up on there first in order to do this. So we're going to go back to show menu. We're going to click on the calendar option. So once we've added the calendar as a power up, we can click on the calendar option here. And again, if you wanted to disable the calendar option, you would just come here and just hit disable. But we're going to actually go to where it says edit power up settings, and we're going to enable sync. So this will enable us to sync this to our calendar. And we're going to just highlight where it says this iCalendar feed. We're going to highlight that. I'm going to hit Control C to copy it. And then I'm going to actually go to my Google Calendar. And you can see here I have other calendars, and I have a little plus sign that says add other calendars. So that's where you want to add this calendar. So you're going to click on that plus sign, and you're going to click on from URL. And you're going to Control V to paste that, and then hit add calendar. And so, okay, so now it looks like the calendar was added, and actually it shows up as a to-do list. Now, typically in the past, it had showed up as like a weird Trello URL link. It was basically the same link that we used to add it to the calendar. So now it actually shows the Trello board name, which is a really nice feature. That's something new that I just realized. So remember we have our board is called to-do list. So this literally just pulled that to-do list board from here. And so we can actually view. So now you can actually view the upcoming events that we had on here. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time to just pull it in to your Google Calendar, but it looks like this pulled it in really quickly. And it actually tells you what list it's in. So remember, this is make doctor's appointment. It's in the today's to-dos. Clean bathroom is in today's to-dos, and then prepare dinner. Now, when it imports into Google Calendar, it creates an hour-long task. So if it doesn't take an hour long, you just can, create other events around it, knowing that it's not going to take that long. If it takes longer, what I typically do is I'll just add on an event, right after it, and just say continued or something, Trello event or Trello task continued, or whatever the name is, continued, so that I know that that's going to take up more time. But if you click on that, you can actually just go directly to the card from your Google Calendar as well. So it's nice to have that all just sync up on your Google Calendar. Personally, for me, I like the Google Calendar option better than just seeing it on a calendar view, because then what I can do is I can actually add several different boards onto my Google Calendar. And so I can just see all of my Trello boards and all of my business and personal tasks that I put into my my Google Calendar all in one spot. So I just find it very beneficial to have everything all in one spot. So hopefully this was helpful. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you appreciated and liked all of this information that I just provided. Also, feel free to leave a comment below if you have any questions about anything that I provided within this video as well. And stay tuned for video number 3 in this 3-part series. Thanks.